Did you know that you can make pretty much any of your favorite comfort meal recipes into raw vegan dishes? I just made amazing raw vegan lasagna, and you're not even gonna believe it that it's not cooked. It's completely fresh, completely raw, and it's so delicious. So are you ready to make it? So let's go. Okay guys, I really want to try to make raw vegan lasagna. I've never made this before, and right now I have the perfect opportunity because I have so many tomatoes and I actually have zucchini that's growing in my little garden. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick it, and then we're gonna see if we can make the raw vegan lasagna. Okay, look guys, I have a couple of tomato bushes, and a lot of my tomatoes are actually ripening, as you can see here, right? So let's pick them. We're gonna pick the reddest ones, right, Grisha? Look at them. There's so many this year. Last year I didn't have so many. Look at this tomato harvest. Beautiful. There is one right here. You can pick this.
There's one in the back.
Okay, so now we're gonna... Wow, that's a lot. Okay, now put it down, and we're gonna pick our zucchinis. Look, I have a whole bunch actually growing. So there is a big one. You think you can pick it?
I'm gonna try to pick the closest one though. Ow! Oh, prickly,
okay,
prickly prick.
Okay, look guys, look what's going on here. This is a zucchini, but it's really hard to... Okay, pick it. Oh my goodness, look at this. Ooh. This is a zucchini, huh? And we're gonna try and make lasagna out of this. There is more in there. Let's see. Can you see? I'm afraid I'm gonna pull this whole plant out. No, I didn't pull it. Look at this.
It's a big yellow zucchini.
Okay, so I'm gonna start by soaking some cashews, sun-dried tomatoes. As you can see, the ingredients here, we have organic sun-dried halves tomatoes and sea salt. So far, I haven't found a brand that has no salt. If you guys recommend any sun-dried tomato brands, I would definitely appreciate it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and soak a few of these. So these are like halves. As you can see, they cut them already, make it a little easier. This much is enough. It's about half a cup here, and about a cup and a half of cashews. I am also gonna go ahead and soak these dates. And make sure to always double check your dates, because sometimes they look kind of rotten on the inside, and sometimes they do have the seeds, even though they said that they are pitted. Sometimes I find seeds, so always just double check. Doesn't take long. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 dates. These are small dates. These are, what are they called? Deglet nor. Okay, next ingredient, I'm gonna go ahead and soak just a little bit of this walnuts. I think about half a cup is enough. Now we don't need to soak this overnight or anything like that. It's about half an hour or so. That should be enough. Just need to soften them up just a little bit. While this is soaking, we're gonna prepare the rest of the ingredients. All right, just got this fresh basil from my garden. I still have a whole bunch growing, so I'm very lucky to have this freshness. Now I'm gonna go quickly rinse it, and I'll show you what we do next. Now let's make our noodles. I think it's a good idea to use this big zucchini because we can make nice and broad noodles, just like the real lasagna is. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and cut. We're not gonna use the insides, but I'm gonna use like all around. But before, I really want to peel it, because I want our lasagna noodles to look and feel just as the real ones. Oh my goodness, you see these zucchini noodles? I mean, this zucchini is really hard to even cut, guys, because it grew in my garden. It's completely different from the ones that you get in stores. The ones you get in the stores are like so easy to cut and to deal with. But this one, I don't know, it tastes good though, guys. If I can just manage to peel it a little bit. Like, I know there are a lot of vitamins in the peel, and I'm gonna save the peels to juice them. One of these pieces is done. Now I'm not following a particular recipe. I'm kind of improvising we know what the ingredients for lasagna usually we know, right? So you have the noodles, we have usually some sort of sauce, obviously tomato sauce, and some sort of, usually in lasagna they use some sort of meat, but of course we are not using any meat. There is no need to eat meat in this world, and we have so many different kind of plants. There is absolutely no need for animals to be tortured and killed, and we want to have peace inside our bodies. We don't want to be the cemetery for all these poor animals. We want to have living, vibrant foods in our bodies if we want to thrive on this planet. So here we go. Okay, I have these pretty big chunks out of this zucchini. Now next thing what we're going to do is, I have this mandolin that I'm gonna open up. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead, put it here, and then we're gonna kind of use this little tool to go ahead and see what happens. Let's hope for the best. Okay, so it is happening, and yes, I know this seem like they very short, but this is the only way that I can work with this massive zucchini because it's heavy too, guys. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and put these noodles away and continue. And I don't want to hit the seeds here, so I'll probably do 2 more here, and then we're gonna do the rest of the sides. Be careful, if you have mandolin, you don't want to cut your fingers off. You just want to kind of like use this tool at all times, unless you are a professional chef, of course. So you see, we're hitting the seeds, and I don't want to have the seeds in there, so I'm gonna flip it to the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of like do the best I can here. Now some of them turn out perfect, some of them turn out not so much, but it's okay, doesn't matter. We're gonna use them all. Now let me show you what we're gonna do with all these noodles to make them slightly pliable. I'm going to use a couple of ingredients that I'm usually not using in the kitchen a lot lately, but for this recipe it just requires a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil. Now all we're gonna have to do, just gonna kind of like slightly massage and mix all these noodles together. I'm just gonna leave these noodles on the side and let them kind of get the juices out. I don't know, these zucchini, they are not that juicy, they're like really dense, you know, but we're gonna leave them alone for just a little bit while we process all the other ingredients. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this lemon. I'm gonna set this lemon on the side. Here we go. Next I have this beautiful harvest of tomatoes. So these are also from my garden, as I showed you earlier. I'm just gonna go ahead and just roughly chop them, cut the little tops out, because we're gonna blend these guys to make the sauce, tomato sauce, the real tomato sauce. There is nothing gonna be cooked in this recipe, and it's a great recipe for summer, and especially for this time of the year when tomatoes and zucchini are in season. Well, at least here in New York. So it doesn't really matter how you cut them. Tomatoes should be nice and firm, guys. If they are getting softer, they are starting to go, and we don't want that. I mean, this kind of softness is still okay, but if you give it a couple more days on the counter, it's probably gonna go rotten. So you gotta eat them. Look how beautiful they are. Like I said, the taste is completely different from the ones that you buy in stores. Ooh, very different. So delicious, these guys. I love it, and it's so easy to really grow them. I don't really do much with them other than sometimes to, you know, water if it's getting too dry outside. So that's it. I want to cut just a few of these soaked sun-dried tomatoes. These are gonna give us nice little texture, so when you're gonna bite in this beautiful lasagna, you're gonna have these tiny little pieces, and it's just gonna be the next level. Like, I like sauces completely nice and smooth, but then I do enjoy the texture, so that's why I'm trying to do this. Doesn't have to be super small, but that's good enough. Just like that. Can you smell that? It smells so good already. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and put all these beautiful tomatoes. We're gonna make the sauce out of them. We're gonna put it in a blender with the rest of the ingredients. So let me show you what I'm gonna use. Next ingredient for our sauce is this sun-dried tomatoes and dates that we soaked. I'm just gonna dump the water out. We don't need that anymore. And I'm gonna go ahead and add it to our beautiful tomatoes. Our next ingredient, I'm gonna use a little bit of fresh garlic. We're also gonna use this fresh garden basil. It smells so good. I'm gonna save a little bit for our decoration part, of course. Now I'm only gonna be using the leaves here. If you get a little bit of a stem in there, it's okay, but I'm just trying to use the leaves because the stem is still a bit too rough and I want it to have a nice texture. So I say you use about a half a cup of basil. We're going to use some lemon. I'm just gonna squeeze a quarter of this lemon. I don't want to use too much because tomatoes are already tangy and we don't want to make it super sour, right? I do want to have a little bit of lemon because lemon usually gives this, it kind of like brings up all the flavors. So it's really nice. 1 tablespoon of oregano, about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Now, of course, if you don't want to use olive oil or whatever oil in general, you can avoid it completely. You don't need it. But I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to make this recipe so that other people hopefully will be able to enjoy and they can see that the raw food dishes can be really nice and enjoyable. So I'm using a little bit of oil just for that reason. Otherwise, I usually don't even put oil in my food. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it a little bit and we're gonna give it a quick taste test and see if we're missing anything else. Next ingredient is these soaked walnuts. So I drained the water. I'm gonna go ahead and add them all in here. Pulse it slightly. Give it a quick taste test. Tastes good though. I might add a few dates here. And these are not soaked, but that's okay. Like I said, we're just trying to kind of improvise here. There is no set recipe, so I'm just doing a little taste test. I know it's gonna taste delicious, I know. As you can see here, this is becoming a little bit more thicker, which is a good thing. Now, let's give it a taste test. It tastes good. It tastes so fresh. It tastes like a completely different sauce than what you get in a store when you buy all these tomato sauces. Go ahead and use this container. The rest on the side as well. Okay, now our cashews are finished soaking. I'm gonna go ahead and drain this water out. I'm gonna go ahead and add these into our blender. A couple more garlic here. A little bit of juice from this lemon. When you use lemon juice, you don't need to use a lot of salt. I'm just gonna do a little pinch here. 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, which is gonna give it our cheesy flavor. I'm gonna make this sauce kind of thick because this is kind of gonna be our cheese. So I don't want it to be super duper watery because our tomato sauce is a bit watery. I think I'm gonna use just about a tablespoon more of water here because I still feel quite a few nut pieces, which is okay, but I want it a little bit smoother. Okay, let's take a look again. As you can see, here's our texture, and this is better. It's not completely smooth, but at the same time, this is good enough. The pieces are pretty small and it kind of have this slightly chunky, a little bit cheesy flavor. Put this in a bowl. And then we will check our zucchinis, see if they are ready for us to rock and roll. So this is pretty good texture. It's not watery, but it is spreadable, so that's good. Okay, now let's go ahead back to our noodles. This is what they look like. They kind of given a little bit of water, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put them here. I'm gonna try to kind of squeeze this liquid out. Let's see if it works out. If not, we're gonna have to make individual lasagnas. That's usually my plan. Because if you've seen my previous videos, I like to meal prep things like individually. Like I chop everything individually, then I store it in different kind of containers. So I'm just gonna try to squeeze a little bit here. You see, these noodles, they are becoming pliable. okay? They kind of gonna resemble the actual wheat noodle. I'm just gonna leave it like that, and we're gonna start assembling things. All right, guys, let's go ahead and put this together. I'm gonna kind of overlap them a little bit so they kind of stay connected here, just like that. Now here comes the sauce. Let's kind of spread it a little bit. Remember these sun-dried tomatoes that we chopped earlier? So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of sprinkle a little bit like that. Next layer, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of go across. You know what? All these little bits and pieces, I can just add them here too. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this sauce now. So you can use your hand and just kind of hold it in place so things don't get moved around too much here. Put a little bit of this sauce on the top now. Raw food dishes are so beautiful, and it is not difficult to make them. Like, for example, in this recipe, we're just kind of trying to improvise, kind of trying to create a similar taste that we used to. Sometimes I do feel like I want something, even though I love my fruits and I love my fresh veggies. I just use them in a salad or something simple. I usually don't overcomplicate my dishes. Otherwise, you know, I'm gonna eat a lot of them. I don't want to eat too much of them. This is our sauce again. I can't wait to dig into this, guys. Sprinkle a little more of the sun-dried tomato. So I just go kind of like, you know, crisscross here, hoping that it's gonna hold its shape. Now, like I said, there are so many ways to make this kind of recipe. I mean, lasagna recipe. Just like there are so many lasagna recipes that are cooked, right? Basic idea is to prepare some sort of white noodles and make a couple of sauces. I know some people like to put green beautiful pesto or something like that. Sky is basically the limit here. You can do whatever you want. See, the problem with this, you noticed I didn't wait long enough, or you know what I should have done, and this is what you should do when you're trying to drain the water out of noodles. You should probably put something heavy on top, just to kind of help it squeeze. But it's okay, I'm gonna hold it with my hand, drain this water out, because now we have some extra weight going on here, so it's gonna continue squeezing the water out. And this is another reason why I don't like to prep ahead the whole dish. If I want to have the whole dish prepped, I gotta make sure that there is almost all water is out of these noodles. Otherwise, it's just gonna, you know, sit in a little puddle of water. It's not gonna affect your taste, but it's kind of weird a little bit, I think. And now comes the beauty part. I'm going to decorate this amazing lasagna. I'm gonna go ahead, take this Brazil nut, a tiny one, which are, by the way, high in selenium, but they say you should not eat more than 1 or 2 per day. Otherwise, I believe they say it's high in radiation or something like that, and you know, it's not ideal for us to eat so many. Well, look at that. You know what I'm making right now? This is like Parmesan cheese. Look at this. Ooh. But it's not done. Kind of sprinkle a little bit of this oregano. Okay, so here's our oregano. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave a little bit of lemon on the side. Take this little bit of basil. So here we go, guys. My raw vegan lasagna is complete. Look at this. So pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start eating it right now, because as you can see, the zucchini are being pressed down and they starting to kind of get this water out, but it's okay. It's not gonna affect the taste, but I have to eat it now. I was testing this recipe and I completely forgot to put my microphone on. So I don't know which part worked out, which part not. But I'm just telling you guys, this is like some sort of chef's recipe. This is so good. And it's not that difficult to make, as you saw. You just need to soak some things, chop it up, mix it up, blend it up, and put it together. You don't need to wait for it to be cooked. It's just so amazing. It's so delicious, and it tastes like lasagna, only such a like fresh, vibrant, delicious lasagna. So guys, try this recipe out. If you do, let me know in the comments how you liked it. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.